Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so we are back again with another weekly reading, and so this is going to be covering the dates of August 26th to September 1st. We are covering the last week in August. I cannot believe that it's pretty much the end of August. It's right around the corner and the beginning of September. It's wild how fast time is going by. And so in this week, we have, of course, the Virgo new moon. So with this Virgo new moon, and we're also, fully into like the first week of Virgo season. And so that, of course, calls to mind, being very detail oriented, getting your goals in check, bringing kind of order to chaos in that sense. And also with this Virgo new moon, it has placements and connections to the planet of Mars and Venus, which means it is a very good new moon to be manifesting as far as wanting to bring in love connections, anything to do with romance, and all aspects that go along with that. And so on that front, I did go ahead and pull from the Tarot of Sexual Magic to look at what you guys could be possibly manifesting on that front. And so with that said, let's go ahead and talk about what is the overall energy for this week from the 26th to September 1st. And so the cards that I pulled for sort of this collective energy are the Six of Wands. We also have the Three of Swords. We then have the Queen of Wands. And so I'm also recording this video from the other side of my camera, so if things look backwards, that's why. We're trying it out. I'm sorry if maybe the quality's different, but I wanted to try filming it from this orientation just to see how it works. And so when I look at these cards, what really stands out to me is definitely, obviously, we have something like the Three of Swords present, but instead of it sort of suggesting to me that in this week, there's going to be heartache or anything like that, what I see is definitely that whatever sort of heartache or maybe self-doubt, insecurities that, we have been dealing with that could have happened maybe last week, or maybe it was last month, last year, 5 years ago, whatever it is, it's finally coming to an end. You're cutting ties with that. You're healing from that. And because we have this Six of Wands present, so this tells me that, there's going to be victory, there's going to be success, there's going to be recognition, and it's not just necessarily recognition from maybe people around you, but it could be recognition as far as you yourself recognizing that you have, overcome whatever this represents. So whatever this Three of Swords, this sort of grief or sadness, heartbreak represents to you, whatever resonates as this, I definitely feel like we are all finally getting over whatever that may represent for us in this week. And so yeah, it's definitely going to bring success, fulfillment in that way, especially when we have something like the Queen of Wands also present. So I see this as a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion, again, burning away whatever this is, this mindset. I definitely feel like this could represent a strong negative mindset that is finally being cut away. It is being healed, it's being removed, and that's going to leave us to, of course, embrace this Queen of Wands energy, which is all about self-confidence, of charisma, being very attractive, understanding your own sort of beauty and power in that way. Definitely that creativity, again, the passion is coming through. So I definitely feel like a lot of us are going to be feeling very good in those aspects. And so that is what I'm definitely seeing for the overall collective energy. I definitely feel like this is going to be a very good week for finally, recognizing how far we've all come, clearing up, whatever that Three of Swords is, and then, really moving into September with a fresh mindset, a fresh slate, feeling very good, feeling very confident, and, having some form of victory in that way. So yes, with that said, let's go ahead now and I'm going to introduce you to the piles. Again, I'm going to try to film the majority of this video from face front, but of course I will be twisting down the camera for the charms. But let's go ahead and talk about the piles that I have here today. And so for pile 1, we have this little arrowhead. For pile 2, we have this whalebone that was found at the beach. Nothing nefarious. And then we also have this arrowhead. So definitely go ahead and meditate. So pile 1 is this arrowhead, pile 2 is the whalebone, and pile 3 is this arrowhead. So definitely take your time, meditate, you know, really let the pile and the group that is calling to you come out so that we can get a more specific but still general reading into what this week may have in store for you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, for those of you who picked group 1 with with this arrowhead, let's go ahead and dive into what is going on for your week of August 26th to September 1st. So we are going to, of course, pull 3 tarot cards to represent your overall energy for this week. And then we're going to go ahead now and also pull your charms. So I'm going to go ahead and twist the camera down a little bit. So what is going on for my group 1? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and I'll try to get this so you guys can see it. So let's see what we got here. So as far as your little extra message goes here, be prepared to accept a wondrous opportunity in the days ahead. Lucky numbers are 16, 18, 21, 25, 29, and 45. I don't know if that's going to come up. It's going to be backwards. But let's see what else we have. We have the zodiac charm of Sagittarius. So this is optimistic. So you could either be a Sagittarius, you could be dealing with somebody who is a Sagittarius in this week, or it just means that you have this optimistic sort of mindset in this week, or just in general. You know, again, I'm seeing that element here with the shell that, you know, it goes back to that overall energy for this week with that 3 of Swords, kind of getting over, you know, those darker aspects, you know, working with the shadow self. I see we have this charm here which says enjoy every day. So I see that along with the dove. You know, this is all about just, again, staying optimistic, enjoying every single day, seeing the positive, being grateful for everything. I'm also seeing, you know, I'm seeing this phone, so that's definitely connecting, I feel like, to that be prepared to accept a wondrous opportunity in the days ahead. You could be receiving some sort of communication in this week that might have to do with that. I'm also seeing signs of possibly, you know, commitment, of cycles. I see protection here as well as communication again. I see some sort of surprise for sure. Some sort of good luck is coming. It might be in a place that in a way that you least expect it. Especially with, you know, we have 2 of these ladybugs, so the ladybug might be a significant symbol for you, a sort of totem creature. Definitely keep that in mind. Again, I'm thinking about sort of wishes possibly coming true. You know, communication from sort of your spirit guides, from your angels, being guided in that way. Growth, stability with the anchor. That's definitely what I'm seeing right now in your charms. So let's go ahead now and take a peek at what is going on for your 3 tarot cards. And so, what do we got here? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Cups. So we have a lot of water energy, as well as, you know, that air element with the Ace of Swords. So maybe you are a water sign, or this is just going to be a week in which your emotions are definitely going to be heightened. What I'm definitely seeing is that in this week, again, it goes back to sort of that collective energy that I was seeing, in that you are obviously going to be moving away from something that is no longer serving you with this Eight of Cups. You know, you're going to finally be setting off to follow your own destiny in that way. Even if, again, it doesn't make sense to other people why you're making this decision, why you're doing this thing, because things might seem like they're going super well, that they're super fulfilling, but there's just sort of this nagging feeling that you're having, that there's something else greater that you're supposed to be doing. There's sort of some sort of mission, and you are going to be finally making that decision to seek out and do it, especially with something like the Ace of Swords here. Finally following your truth, your highest purpose. You know, with the Ace of Swords, this is all about a new beginning. It is finally following your path, I feel like, is what's happening here, along with sort of, again, that Page of Cups element. So feeling very youthful, feeling, you know, reigniting creativity, you know, feeling very nostalgic, maybe reflecting a little bit on, you know, what you've experienced thus far, and again, having a more optimistic mindset about looking at the past. I feel like, you know, you've learned. You can now look back on sort of the hardships, on the darker moments, and see what you've learned from that, because again, it's all about using the truth and using it from a place of love and understanding, because again, the Ace of Swords is always that double-edged blade, and so you could either use it for good purposes or you can use it for bad purposes. Either way. Also with that Page of Cups, I definitely see, you know, a situation where you're opening your heart to the possibility of new romance. I definitely feel like that. The one word of caution always with the Page of Cups, it's always that, again, it's that youthful energy, so it may not be completely tested in that way, and so there's always that possibility of getting into situations that could lead to heartbreak. But again, I feel like the Page of Cups is somebody that, even if they do, you know, they wear their heart on their sleeves, they get into situations where maybe the other person doesn't necessarily appreciate them, and they end that relationship or whatever, they bounce back from it. I definitely see that here. It's like always, you know, if you feel like you're going into a situation like that in this week, you're going to bounce back from it. It doesn't necessarily mean it is a romantic situation. It could just mean anything that, you know, you first dive into it head first and it's just like, oh, this isn't quite what I expected. You can easily bounce back from it and move forward. So with that said, let's go ahead now and pull 7 cards to get more clarity on this week for you guys, and see what else there needs to be said about it. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and see what we got here for your cards. Oh my god. Oh wow, guys. Oh my god. Okay, wait until you see this. Holy crapadoodie. Wow. This is a crazy week. I definitely see that you're going into September with a lot of possibilities, because you guys got, not only did you get the Ace of Swords again, so you have that coming up twice for you. So strong air energy, really speaking your truth now, thinking a lot clearer. It's a new beginning in that way. But not only that, you literally have 3 aces. You have the Ace of Swords twice, and you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. That is just absolutely wild. And so what I see with that is that, you know, obviously with something like the Ace of Wands, this is what I always call the energy of the just do it card. And so you're going to be feeling very passionate, again, very much creatively driven, And this is just, again, it's that energy of just going out and finally doing the action. You've thought about it, you have the thoughts, you have your truth in mind, and so now you have also the action card of this new beginning. It's just a huge new beginning is starting in this week for you, and I definitely feel it's going to carry on into September, because we also have something like the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the earth element, so this is slower moving energy, but it's long lasting, it's stability, it is just a super beneficial card. This and like the Sun card are two fantastic cards to get out of the tarot. And so this is financial security. It's a new financial beginning for you. It's all kinds of stability, good health, again, abundance coming through with this Ace of Pentacles. Now, we also have your other cards that we have here. We have the first major arcana to come out in your cards is the Lovers. So in this week, or coming here soon, you're going to be presented with this energy of the Lovers, which means choices. And it could be definitely a hard choice, but what you have to keep in mind is, what is, again, your truth? What really speaks to your heart? Follow your heart, because you'll know what the right choice is if you get quiet and you listen to your intuition, to what your heart is saying. Not necessarily the most logical, again, it's not necessarily about the most logical choice here, the most logical decision. It's about following what is right for you. And again, this is also, related to the Archangel Raphael, so I definitely think of healing in that sense. And again, the possibility of a new romance coming through. So definitely keep that in mind. We also have the Four of Pentacles. So again, I feel like that's that energy of you're working very hard. You have recognizing how much you've already achieved for yourself thus far, and the foundations and stuff that you've built for yourself. But it's the Four of Pentacles is a weird energy in my opinion, because it can go very much two different ways. It could be a message of keeping on your path, keep on saving your money, make sure you're doing wise investments, wise spending. On the other hand, it's sort of this energy of your material world and sort of the things that you built for yourself kind of caging you in, because you have this sort of worry or this fear of possibly losing it. And so however that resonates for you guys, again, I feel like it's part of, abundance is definitely coming to you. You're going to have a lot of success. And again, I feel like it's this energy of finally moving out of sort of kind of a situation of limbo where you're feeling like you're stuck, like you haven't been, I think, moving forward on your career front, or however it is that you want to build abundance. And now that movement is finally going to happen, because again, you're making the hard choices to start again, because that's definitely what I'm seeing with so many aces present in your spread here. It's like new beginnings, totally. And then on top of that, we have the collective energy reappearing in the Six of Wands. So yes, victory is coming, success is coming, recognition for everything you have achieved. I definitely feel like whatever it is you're thinking about, especially in this week, that you're wanting to start, if it's a creative project, if it's something related to money, if it's related to maybe speaking, communication, whatever this idea, this concept that maybe you have in this week, some sort of inspiration, definitely follow it, because it's being divinely presented to you at this time, and it's going to lead you to a lot of success in that way. Because finally, we have the Two of Wands. So again, it's that element of choice coming up for you in this week. And again, I feel like if you make this choice, you finally just decide, because again, the Two of Wands is sort of this situation of there's so many options before you. I'm falling over. So many options presented before you, and they're all good. It's just a matter of finally making the decision to pick one and just going with it, because it's not going to lead you down a wrong path as long as you just make the decision, getting your goals in mind. Again, with that Virgo energy of this week and in this, moving into September, get your goals in check, make plans, and go out and achieve it, because that is definitely, what this card is about. The world is your oyster. You just have to go out and do it. So I definitely feel that is what's happening for a lot of you. It's a chance of new beginning. So let's now go ahead and talk about your oracle cards, as well as the additional Tarot of Sexual Magic cards that I pulled for you to talk about specifically with this Virgo new moon. If you're looking to, manifest something as far as romance goes, let's go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, this is pretty crazy. So, you guys got the Four of Pentacles again. You got it appearing here. We also have, what was I mentioning before? What's the other great card to get along with the, the Ace of Pentacles is the Sun. And so you have that as well. And then we also have the Knight of Wands. So what I'm definitely seeing here as far as romance goes is, yes, if you guys are wanting to manifest something, or again, just work on your current relationship, I definitely see that, there's something new coming in with that Knight of Wands energy. It is excitement, it is passion. Again, it could represent maybe somebody completely new that you're going to be meeting, and they're from a completely different place than you, or maybe you're traveling to a completely new place and you're going to meet somebody there. And again, it's going to be something that is very fruitful. It's going to be filled with joy and excitement with the Sun here. And then let's go ahead and get more clarification on what is going on here with the Four of Pentacles in this particular deck. So yes, with the Four of Pentacles, this is all about pleasure, the magic of the fan. Pleasure is like hot coals. It does not flame, yet it burns. So yes, I definitely see this being, a connection that is going to be very passionate to begin with. So that is definitely what you could be manifesting, is a very passionate, fiery connection, possibly maybe with a fire sign. When we have something like the Knight of Wands, you also have that Sagittarius charm here. Again, very loving and very passionate. And for those who are already in a relationship, that just means that working with this Virgo new moon, you can really up the passion in your current relationship. I'm definitely seeing that. And something that even, it's going to blaze and it's going to burn really fast. And then, the flame is going to die out, but the coals are going to still be there, that are still, it's that possibility of having, again, this sort of blazing hot connection in the moment that happens fast, but then still having some grounded stability with the coals still burning to still keep that momentum going, but at a slower pace going into the future, I'm seeing. So let's just go ahead and double check everything. With the Sun, yeah, this is all about fusion, fascination. The eye is the mirror of the soul and creates with the magic of thought. If partners suggest happy images to each other, the couple reaches a state of union and lasting splendor. So yeah, definitely, this could definitely be an exercise for you to do with your new partner or with a current partner. Spend some time just sort of sharing, these romantic images, these thoughts, maybe even fantasies, share in that first before getting intimate, so that you can sort of build up to that. Again, it's building up the fire. It's flaming the coals here. And so finally, with the Knight of Wands, this is all about embracing. See, yeah. The magic of the spike of wheat. The bond that prevents others from escaping us is made not of fear, but of joy, not of chains, but of freedom, not of past promises, but of future plans. Exactly. So that's definitely what I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and bring these all up. It's, for those of you who are wanting to bring in a new connection, it's all about this embrace, this really sweet, tender embrace that is deeply connected. It's deeply passionate, but not necessarily, jumping straight to physical, intimacy, but intimacy of souls, of emotion, of thought, so that it really lasts even beyond just the physical, connection and joining. That's definitely what I'm seeing here. And again, that goes for even those who are in a current relationship. It's like, work on that kind of intimacy necessarily than just, I definitely see sex here. Definitely with these cards, very passionate, hot kind of sex going on here. But again, I feel like this is a deeper call to sort of get to that intimacy. It's not about chaining your partner, but it's about giving freedom and embracing, again, the love that's, can be there. So let's go ahead now and talk about the card that I pulled. So this card that I pulled is to represent sort of the lesson that you learned in August, or maybe the lesson you're still working on, whatever it is, essentially just reflecting on the month of August and something that you're bringing into the month of September. And for you guys, we have card 38 with the Hunter Moon, abundance. So yes, and you have so much of that going on here, whether it's on the romance front, which I definitely see a lot of abundance in that way as well, but also financially, again, creatively, spiritually, communicating your thoughts. It's a lot of this sense of abundance. And so let's go ahead and talk about this more, specifically with this Hunter Moon. The Hunter Moon, actually, so this could definitely be a call, because this Hunter Moon happens in October, and so the October season might be very important for you. Again, this could be something that you've been working on in August, and you can still continue to see the development of it all the way into August, I think, is what I'm getting off that for sure. So yes, what the Hunter Moon is talking about is, take advantage of this time of abundance. It is all around you. Possibility and opportunity are everywhere. You are open and responsive to the abundance around you. There is enough for everyone. So yes, it's all about that. It's all about the harvest. It's all about being grateful for what you already have, and understand that if you're not seeing the results of something right at this exact moment, don't doubt, don't put any negativity towards it, no lack mindset, because it's only going to hamper this abundance. It's coming to you. As long as you stay, again, optimistic about it and open to it, that there's the huge possibility of new beginning in this week for you guys. And so the companion stone or metal for this is citrine. So that might be something to work with through this. Again, continue this energy of abundance. Do abundance, practices, journaling, whatever it is, and carry that on into the month of September. Now, speaking still about manifestation, this is the card that I pulled to represent, what else could you be manifesting with this Virgo new moon in this week that's carrying on into, of course, September. And we have the Chalice, fulfillment. And look at that. You had, again, the Eight of Cups, and then we had the Page of Cups, which is holding that chalice, which had, in this particular image, it has like a little like watery elemental mermaid in it. So again, I take that as, embracing your creativity, your emotions, this new emotional beginning possible. So, this card is specifically talking about fulfillment. So yes, I see that again. There is so much possibility for fulfillment in this last week of August for you, moving into September. You just have to make the decision to embrace it. So let's go ahead and get more clarity on this card. So yes, with this Chalice card, it's really talking about that, the fulfillment and all of the wisdom, all of sort of like, how do I achieve what it is I want? You already know all of it. It's already all inside of you. You sort of searching for the answers outside of yourself is just kind of wasting your time at this point, because you inherently know, again, with the Lovers, with this Eight of Cups, as well as I think the Ace of Swords, it's like you already inherently know how to achieve this, how to gain this, how to make it happen for you. You just have to realize that it's all already within you. You have the power to do this. You have the power to begin to make this new beginning happen. However, that resonates for you. Whatever it is that you're trying to, bring about abundance-wise, fulfillment-wise. And so finally, I went ahead and pulled some extra cards here just to see what other information you guys need to know for this week, as well as moving into September. Again, I have a September monthly predictions, kind of pick a card reading that's going to be up, so you guys can go ahead and check that, watch that afterwards if you haven't already. So we have fire. So reckless actions lead to conflict. We also have the moon. You'll be guided through darkness. And finally, we have the gate. A barrier keeps you from your goals. Again, that was kind of the element of that overall energy of this week, was sort of getting over those barriers, I feel like. And so this is sort of a call. I think this is definitely what you need to keep in mind for this week, especially, again, moving into September. You know, reckless actions lead to conflict. This immediately made me think of kind of, you know, the Knight of Wands, because sort of on the negative side of the Knight of Wands, you know, this is somebody who's so fiery, that's so sort of like driven, that they can kind of just jump into things without necessarily thinking out their actions, kind of, you know, speaking before thinking. It's also kind of the Ace of Swords. Really be mindful of how you're using that sword, because again, you can use it for prosperity, for abundance, for happiness, for love, or you can use it for the opposite thing, to sort of cause conflict. Again, it's that fire element, very fiery coming through. So let's go ahead and see what else that card has to say. Yeah, so yeah, the fire. Again, you also had the Ace of Wands, which is totally related to this. So the fire is the element of action and energy and represents the destructive forces of nature. Fire manifests itself in those who are passionate and aggressive. The signs of the zodiac that are governed by fire are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. A small spark may set off a major disruption or conflict. So again, I feel like it's, you know, keep in mind, because I feel like you guys are going to be very driven, you're going to be very passionate, and you're going to have some sort of grand idea, especially with that, you know, that Ace of Wands. But just keep in mind how you use it, because again, be aware of sort of the people around you, because maybe the actions that you take might affect other people around you in a negative way. Again, it just depends on how this resonates for you. Again, I feel like generally just that element of fire is going to be very strong for you in this week. And so again, be mindful of how you use it, because you can easily use it to manifest and create everything you want, or you can use it to kind of burn yourself or maybe burn others. So just be aware of that. And then with the moon card here, you know, definitely keep in mind, you know, you will be guided through the darkness. Again, have faith, trust in your guides and what they are telling you. Pay attention to your dreams. Again, working with the moon cycles might be very useful for you guys as far as manifesting goes. And so, yeah, the moon represents illumination, discovery, and tranquility. The moon possesses a mysterious dual nature. For while it is a heavenly beacon, it is also it has a secretive dark side. You'll be guided through darkness. So yes, again, it's very similar to the moon card in the tarot. So illusions might become apparent to you. Again, we have sort of the moon reappearing here on the 8 of Cups. So I feel like, again, you're taking some sort of journey in this week that's going to help to illuminate, again, what's going on in your mind, because there's new possibilities here. I feel like taking this journey, trusting, sort of going through the darkness, you will see the way to, you know, what it is you're wanting to achieve. Because then we have the gate here. So a barrier keeps you from your goal. So again, that has to do with the moon is illuminating this for you. So yes, the gate represents an unavoidable obstacle that stands between you and your goal. The gate may not be opened without the proper key. However, once unlocked, it leads to a desirable place. So again, you need to find again, I feel like there's going to be a call for you guys to make a choice here, to go on a little bit of a journey and figure out, it doesn't necessarily mean it is a physical journey, but it could definitely be a mental one that is going to require you to figure out, you know, what barrier is keeping you from, you know, the abundance you want, the new beginning you want, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a question of how you've maybe responded to other people around you, have you dealt with certain situations here in the past, whatever it may be. I definitely see overall for this week, you know, again, if you use it right, you use all the tools that are presented here in the correct way, you're going to start something new that is fantastic, and it's going to lead to a long-lasting abundance. And as far as romance goes, yeah, if you're looking to manifest anything like that, it's definitely in your court, it's going to lead to something really fantastic on that front. So yes, if this reading resonated for you, please do leave a like on this video and comment letting me know what you thought about it, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, for those of you who picked group 2 with this whalebone, let's go ahead and dive into what is in store for your overview of the week, August 26th to September 1st. So, what is going on for my group 2s? Alright, now let's go ahead and pull your charms. Let's tilt this down a little bit. So for group 2, what do you need to know for August 26th to September 1st? Okay, so let's go ahead. We got, this is my Halloween costume. We got some additional messages. So we have, cooking is easy, doing dishes is the hard part. So I definitely take that as, you know, starting something may seem easy, but like sticking with it is the true test of really doing the action. I feel like, you know, cleaning up afterwards. A pleasant surprise is in store for you. And we have, sell your ideas. They are totally acceptable. Yes. Let's see what else we got here. So definitely, let's talk about the sort of shells that we got going on here. So what I'm definitely seeing with this, you know, I see in this week really embracing your own uniqueness, and that is including all the flaws. It's including the bumps and the wrinkles and whatever else, and just finally embracing that, because you have the strength to know that, you know, that is what makes you unique, is what makes you uniquely beautiful and who you truly are. Embracing your courage, embracing your strength from a very loving place. I also see, again, with this shell, I take it as, you know, coming out of your shell, really kind of embracing and seeing the world again, especially with these other ones. And I also take this as the twin flame or soulmate shell. So I definitely see, you know, if that's something you're thinking about manifesting in this week, you definitely have that possibility. And then with this particular piece, you know, this is a fossil of, you know, a ray's teeth. So it's super ancient and super old. So I always take this as sort of your ancestors, of understanding your past, you know, communication from, you know, passed away loved ones, from your ancestors, understanding sort of where you've come from in that way. So we also have, I'm definitely seeing that your root chakra is going to be important, I think, in this week. We also have, you know, we have this little mermaid right here. So I'm definitely, again, embracing truly who you are, really feeling confident and good. You see the arrow, so being very focused, really having your eyes set on the prize. You know, passion. I see, you know, finally seeing clear. Again, it's that beauty with the swan. It's like they're beautiful, they seem delicate, but they have so much strength and ferocity behind them, and that's definitely what's coming out for you. You also have these two little acorns, which again, I take this as another sort of possibility of twin flame, of soulmate, of sort of a connection, kind of, you know, being recognized, seeing yourself mirrored in another person. Again, beauty coming out with the rose here, really blooming that way. With the moon, I'm definitely seeing, you know, the truth is coming out, things are being revealed, you know, psychic connections, understanding your own psychic gifts, pay attention to your dreams, what is happening in them, because there's signs, you know, the fish, the anchor, you know, I'm seeing a lot of blue, so I'm thinking of the ocean as well. Maybe you're taking a trip to the ocean, you know, with the guitar, so pay attention to music. Maybe you are a musician or a singer. You know, maybe you're going to have some clairaudient moments in this week. So pay attention to signs like that. So let's go ahead now and also dive into what your overall tarot cards for this week are. Yep. So we have the Six of Pentacles, We also have the Nine of Cups. Didn't I think I said maybe something like that? I'll get more into it. And then, of course, we have the Seven of Pentacles as well. So we have a lot of pentacle energy. So you're definitely working on, your abundance, and it's coming along. Because with that Seven of Pentacles, you're tending to your garden. It's growing. You can see it manifesting now. The one thing with that is that it's not quite yet time to harvest it. You need to give it a little bit more time. Don't get impatient with the waiting, because it's all part of the process. You need to give it time to come about in the way it's meant to. And also, we have kind of a progression here, because you have the Six of Pentacles and then you also have the Seven of Pentacles. So I see continual growth on that way. With the Six of Pentacles, that is the card of charity, understanding the balance of things, the give, the take, the cycle of dependencies, being charitable, somebody maybe being charitable, you giving back to you, and being kind of humble with that. Also, with the Nine of Cups, this is also a fantastic card, because I see that as, this is the wish fulfillment card. So wishes could definitely be coming true. You're going to be feeling very fantastic. Again, embracing who you are, enjoying the luxury of the things that you've achieved. And again, I feel like there's just a lot of stability coming through here. Like, you've overcome something, and now it's just like you're feeling like you're in a much better place because of it. So let's go ahead and also check out what is happening more specific in your week by pulling 7 cards.
It's interesting because you guys have the whalebone, and I was like picking on so much ocean elements here in your spread.
Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about what we got here. So let's see. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so first off, you guys have the Six of Pentacles coming out. Sorry if I'm like readjusting myself. I'm just trying to get in a more comfortable position. You have the Six of Pentacles coming out twice. So I definitely take this as, there's a strong possibility that somebody in this week is going to be very charitable to you. Maybe you're going to be receiving some news about maybe something you applied for and it's going to be returned to you. Also in your spread, we have 2 major arcanas. So we have the Magician and we have the Death card. And right in between those 2 cards was the Two of Swords. And so I definitely, this is probably the element of this week. However this is going to manifest for you or resonate for you in this week. It's all about making a decision. And it's probably something that you're been kind of wanting to avoid making a decision on, because you're not quite sure, what the best option is. Maybe neither option seem particularly good to you. And it's just kind of a situation where you have to make a decision, or else things are never going to continue moving. This is kind of stalemate. It also has a strong connection to the moon element. So again, think about, follow your intuition, be aware of illusions, because maybe this is what this is referring to. Because I really pick up on that figure that's kind of covering her eyes in this image. So maybe it's somebody else who's been trying to kind of block you from making the right decision. So definitely keep that in mind. And what you need to remember is, and it's so funny because you have to use your own power with the Magician here, because you have all of the tools you need to manifest exactly what you want, to create the reality you want. Whatever it is you're thinking about in your mind as the reality you want to see, you can make it real and make it so in your physical world. And so, this is taking action. It's getting out of your comfort zone and finally doing the thing that you would have wanted to do. And then we have the Death card. So finally, you're pulling off that blindfold and you're transforming. So you're shaking off some old pattern and moving forward. Because then we also have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a group that I feel is very much connected and thinking about career and how you make your money, maybe even schooling, your material world. You've been working really hard at that, and I can see a new beginning on that front that's going to lead to long stability, a long sense of abundance. It might be very slow to start, and you might have moments where you're doubting your decisions, but you just need to stick on it. Keep making the choice that you are, and roll with the transformations and the possibilities that are coming to you, because they're going to lead to the right thing. And finally, we have the Elemental of Wands. So again, this is essentially like the Page of Wands in the traditional tarot. And so it's all about this reuniting of passion, of getting back on your quest, maybe possibly traveling, reuniting passions and what it is that excites you. And then we also have the Eight of Pentacles, which I find completely, crazy, because you had the Six of Pentacles twice, then the Seven of Pentacles, and now we have the Eight of Pentacles coming out. I definitely see that you are a group, whoever picked this, you're super, super hardworking, and your work is going to pay off, because that Eight of Pentacles, you're still working on your craft. You can recognize that there's still more that you need to learn, and so you're going to put in the work, you're going to put in the study to do that. So yes, that's definitely what I'm seeing right now off your spread here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about your oracle cards and additional tarot cards that I pulled for you. Because again, I talked about, with this Virgo new moon, it's a very good one for anything romantic manifesting wise. And so I pulled from the Tarot of Sexual Magic, specifically oh my God. Okay, so we got some interesting stuff here. So, we got the Hangman. We then have the Ace of Pentacles again. Are you kidding me, guys? This is crazy. And then you got the Knight of Cups, which is definitely, like, if you're not currently in a romantic relationship, yes, you can definitely manifest a new offer of love coming in with that Knight of Chalices, because he is the charismatic. He is the knight on the shining white horse, the shining knight on white horse, whatever that saying is. He's super romantic. He's super focused on what it is he's trying to go after. And then what I see with the Ace of Pentacles, again, this could be a love relationship that is very long lasting. It's very stable. It might be slow to start, especially with something like the Hangman. This is kind of that, it's a very, not exactly slow energy, but it's kind of like just being in a moment of stillness, of kind of limbo. And so that might be what you've been feeling. Let's go ahead and get more clarity on these cards. Let's talk about the Knight of Chalices first. So the Hangman, of course, is the other major arcana that is appearing in your card. So again, we have the Death card, we have the Hangman, and we have the Magician. So those are all, I definitely feel they're all connected. So when we talk about the Knight of Chalices here, this is talking about modesty, the magic of the red candle. Yes, magic of the red candle is awareness of oneself and sexuality born of shame or direct discretion. Without encounters with others, you cannot find yourself. So I definitely feel like this is a call that, again, you guys are a group who've been very focused on your career and on your work. And so when it comes to your romance sector and maybe manifesting something, it's time to kind of get out there and take a chance, take a risk. Again, get out of your comfort zone with that Magician element. Because you will not know, you might be kind of a shyer group, I feel like. And so you won't know what's going to happen until you go out and just give it a chance, I feel like. And then with that Ace of Pentacles, this is gratification. So that's what's going to come from it. If you just take that chance, you take that leap, the magic of the three candles. We have that theme of candles coming through again. The magic of the three candles. A complete and gratifying relationship unites mind, flesh, and spirit. Love is rooted in the intimacy that follows intercourse. So again, this is talking about a connection that, while it's physical, but it's mental, it's spiritual, it's connected in all aspects. And so that is definitely what you're aiming for and what you can achieve with this here. And finally, we of course have that Hangman. And so let's go ahead and talk about that. Yeah, so hangman is, of course, sacrifice. So, bonding. A strong bond, even if platonic, magic action against impediments and impotence. Again, I feel like this is, you guys who picked this group, I feel like you maybe have some reservations about getting into romantic situations, maybe because of maybe how somebody else has made you feel, and maybe in the past it's made you doubt certain things on that front. But again, with something like the death card here, you can get out of that. You can get out of that hangman energy and just be completely authentic, just bear yourself, be, completely who you are with that, that mermaid charm here. Because I definitely see that you guys are a group, you have a certain sort of seduction about you with that mermaid. And so embrace it, because again, it's going to lead to something that is a deep, committed bond with that Ace of Pentacles. As far as those who are already in relationships, I definitely see this as a call as, again, bearing yourself completely before your partner and just being very honest. And again, getting that connection on all fronts, not just physical, but the mental, the spiritual, the heart space, like all of it. Get it together and get that deeper bond happening, however you want to do that bonding. Think about candles, pay attention to candles, especially the color red, but also blue. Again, I was feeling those already coming through with you guys, and I'm moving my table, and that is scary because I got a candle burning right here. So let's go ahead and move on to the next card that we got here. And so, oh wow. So the next card that I pulled for you guys was specific about a lesson, or something you were reflecting on that you've been dealing with in the month of August, that it's going to probably carry on with you through September. It's sort of the main lesson that you're learning and you're working on. And so we have card 32, which is the egg moon, and it's trust, which totally lines up to what I was seeing sort of with your romance cards here, kind of your romance tarot cards, sexual cards, whatever. This need of not just trusting other people, especially on that front, but also just more importantly, trusting yourself, that you can handle it, that you're not being insecure about your body, about your mind, about anything like that, and just, again, being at peace with who you are, and just kind of just stepping out into the world, unhatching yourself from the egg. And so the egg moon, it happens in April. So this might be something that has been something maybe that happened in April. You're reflecting on it. You have reflected. It's come back up in August, and it's something you're thinking about. It could come up in this week again. And so with that egg moon, it's specifically talking about what was I just saying? Trust yourself. Develop self-trust, and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. Begin to plan carefully for the future. Exactly. That is what this card is totally about. It's about having self-trust. This is what you guys need to work on and keep working on. And so the companion stone or metal for this is iron. So definitely keep that in mind. Maybe get some iron jewelry if that is around. Finally, let's go ahead and move on to the next card. So, right. So as far as this card goes, I pulled it as far as, what else you could be manifesting besides outside of just the romance front, with this Virgo new moon moving into September. And we got the Lord God, the masculine. I was kind of like, maybe for a lot of you who picked this group, you could be feminine, not necessarily, or you just have a very strong connection to your feminine energy. And that's kind of where that feeling of modesty, of kind of like shyness is coming from, I feel like, for some reason. Not to saying that, if you're female or you have feminine energy, that you're automatically shy or modest. Like, no, that's not the case. But I just feel like you've been in that energy for so long that, it's required of you now to sort of embrace the masculine. Also, I could definitely see this as you calling in a masculine counterpart for you, whether you're male or female. Point being, it's somebody help to balance out your energies. And this is about balancing out just for yourself. Again, trusting yourself, and also balancing out both your masculine and your feminine energies. Make sure those are balanced. So let's go ahead and just clarify this. So yeah, I was pretty right on what I was feeling off this card. So yeah, it's about, your emotional self has been strongly influencing you, and now, the masculine's coming into. So as I was saying, yeah, so it's about, embracing the logic side as well, of the action, and not just sort of the reaction or the receiving end of things. Again, embracing your masculine side is what this is all about, making sure and recognizing that in every single one of us, whether you are male or female, we all have a masculine side and a feminine side, and making sure to recognizing that both need to be in balance, because that's just how nature is. They have a natural balance between the masculine and the feminine. So that's definitely what I feel like is being called for you to work on manifesting and connecting to more. And finally, I went ahead and pulled these cards for any other additional information you need to know. And again, I was getting the sense that, this is kind of a group, even though I wasn't seeing any specific, like in your charms, there weren't any specific zodiac signs, and even though you had a lot of earth cards, I was getting, the sense of water, that water element coming through. And look at that. Emotions are at their peak with water. We also have the Sphinx. Choose your words carefully. I definitely feel like that is, not just to necessarily communicating to other people around you, but to yourself. What words are you choosing to say to yourself? Again, it's going back to that trusting yourself. And then we have the Chimera. Imagination clouds your judgment. Again, it's what's being asked of you with that masculine, that manifesting, bringing that in to sort of clear up the emotional stuff that is going on. Because I feel like for too long now, it's like you've been kind of in that, again, that kind of hangman state of being very much cerebral and kind of in the imagination, in the emotions, and just kind of dwelling in there, not stepping out into the action and seeing the rest of the world, again, with that Magician card. So let's go ahead and clarify these. So again, with that water element, so yeah, with water, water is the element of change and emotion and represents the nurturing forces of nature. The influences of water may be found in those who are caring and persistent, although they may be temperamental at times. The signs of the zodiac that are governed by water are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Emotions are at their peak. So yes, definitely for you guys. And then we have, of course, so we do have the Chimera, which is talking about, Chimera represents an unlikely mixture of clash of ideas, a wild fantasy, or one who is imaginative but prone to daydreams in flights of fancy. Your pursuits may be unrealistic. Imagination clouds your judgment. So yeah, that's part of what, for some reason, what immediately comes to mind is, yeah, you could be a water sign, specifically a Pisces, because that's definitely that's a thing that Pisces deal with. And that's why so much earth is coming up, I feel like, whether you are an earth sign, maybe you have a strong water sign placement in your chart. Maybe it's your rising sign or your moon. Definitely could be your moon. That's why so much earth is also coming up. Because not only are you working on probably your career stuff, and you've been very focused on that, but also it's about getting grounded, connecting to the earth, also connecting, I think, to the fire element. Again, everything that is sort of that masculine side, connecting with that, needing more grounding. Go out in nature, walk barefoot, connect to the earth, because I think you definitely need that. Maybe going out and gardening. And finally, of course, we have the Sphinx. So the Sphinx says, the Sphinx poses a perplexing riddle. Your abilities will be tested. A difficult problem requires contemplation. Don't act on impulse. Choose your words carefully and think before you speak. So again, that kind of is relating back to this Two of Swords energy of, something is kind of perplexing you. It's also kind of that hangman energy. This is something you could have been dealing for a while, and it's going to come to a head in this week. And so you're finally going to need to make a decision about it, because it's a riddle. And again, I feel like it's connected to this need of balance of feminine and masculine and getting grounded. And so choose your words carefully, especially in regards to how you speak about yourself and what it is you're trying to manifest. Because again, you have that magician's element coming through. So that tells me that you guys are probably very good manifestors. Because again, it's not to say that, being in your mind and being in your imagination, having these flight of fancies is a bad thing. It isn't always, because it's a strong part of beginning with manifesting. But the problem is when you stay in that space for too long and you just think about it and then don't actually put the action behind it. Understanding that, spirit, just because you think about it doesn't mean that spirit's just gonna magically make it all happen for you. You have to put some action towards it. You have to put some grounding, some fire into that in order to help the process begin. So that is definitely what I'm seeing for you guys, for your spread. So yeah, overall, again, I feel like for you guys, just keep working at what you're doing. Be very mindful about how you're thinking about yourself. Again, get grounded, get connected to your masculine side. If you're looking to manifest something romance-wise, it can definitely be a possibility. But again, it starts with you trusting yourself and allowing yourself to just open up and kind of receive on that front. Don't worry about so much about the fantasy of wanting some perfect romance in every single aspect. The universe is not going to present you with something that you're not going to like. So just trust and be open to whatever it wants to bring about, as long as you put those steps out there. It's not going to happen if you don't put some action behind it. Not just mental action, but physically in the physical world. So yes, if this reading resonated for you, please do leave a like on this video. Comment down below what you thought about it. And again, if you want to check out, I did the September predictions, pick a card reading. It will be linked somewhere. Definitely go and check that out if you haven't already, if you want to get a more general specific view of September, not just this final week of August. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right, for those of you who picked group 3 with this little arrowhead, let's go ahead and dive into what the overview for your week of August 26th to the September 1st is going to have in store for you. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for you guys group 3. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and talk about your charms as well. So let's see what is going on for my group 3. So letting you know for this week of August 26th to September 1st. Oop. Okay, so we got some additional messages here. So we have: innocence and time, once lost, can never be regained. Numbers are 7, 18, 27, 31, 38, and 41. So again, I always take that as, don't dwell so much on the past, of what went wrong in the past, because again, it's in the past now. Recognize what you learned from that instead of sort of dwelling on what you maybe lost in that situation. What did you actually gain from that? A pleasant surprise is in store for you. We also have: be prepared to accept a wondrous opportunity in the days ahead. And so lucky numbers are 16, 18, 21, 25, 29, and 45. So we have a repeating 18. So that number might be very important for you guys. So again, kind of similar in some aspects to the last group. I'm seeing, the element of the moon is going to be really important for you guys in this week. Removing illusions, pay attention to your dreams, having a stronger sense of psychic powers possibly. We also have this shell, which I always take as, again, going back to the innocence and time, once lost, can never be regained. Don't dwell so much on the past, on the negative. There was a reason why you experienced that, so learn from it. Embrace the shadow aspect. I definitely see that your sacral chakra is going to be very important this week, as well as probably your solar plexus. We also have the zodiac chime of Pisces, which says intuitive. See, and that's totally the element of the moon. Your intuitive powers, pay attention to them because they're giving you messages. We have so many butterflies right here. Look at that. Oh, and we have this little horse hiding here. So I definitely see that you guys, there's the opportunity here for fast movement, for growth. There's definitely transformation coming through right here. Again, it's all related to that color of orange. So in your solar plexus, we also have, or sacral chakra, excuse me. We also have this shell, which again, I take as strength, of courage, embracing that element. That's also the horse, stamina, loyalty, fast movement. We also have the rose, so really blooming, again, kind of uncorking yourself, uncork your potential, your abilities, speak your truth. Something precious is going to be revealed. Think about the past, but think about, again, what you gained from those things. Don't dwell on the negative. So let's go ahead now and also check out what your general cards are for the week. So, oh my god. Look at this. Oh, this is so wild. So we have the Four of Cups. We have the High Priestess, which is definitely, she's related to the Moon card and, of course, the sign of Pisces. So you guys could definitely be a strong Pisces here. We also have the Hermit, which is Virgo, and we are in Virgo season. So there you go. So definitely what I'm seeing here, again, definitely an opportunity is going to be presented to you. That is for sure. With this Four Cups, it could be that you've really been in a state of limbo for a while now. You've been feeling maybe bored, unsatisfied, lost. You're just kind of not seeing things, in the same light as before. And it's really blocking you from accepting, this abundance, this opportunity, whatever it may be that is being presented to you. So clear that out, because we have, the Hermit. I definitely feel like that is related to your state of being recently. You've been working on this, I think, for a while. The Hermit is all about self-reflection of your own inner journey, learning your own lessons your own way. And so you've been doing that a lot. And then, you have something like, again, the High Priestess, which is all about that internal, intuitive world. It's psychic powers. It's inner wisdom and knowledge. And so you've been working on this, but again, I feel like this is sort of the element that's going to help push you to seeing this possibility. Kind of wake up, I feel like, is the message here, and realize, see the light, look at the lantern and illuminate, this possibility, this opportunity, whether that is maybe your own, whether that is a physical opportunity out in the world around you, or it's something internally in you, some sort of psychic gift, some sort of inner knowledge that is finally coming out into light, and you need to embrace it. It's something you're going to learn on your Hermit's journey here. So let's go ahead and also pull 7 cards to represent the other energies that are going on in this week, get more clarity on the situation, see what's going on for my group 3s.
You need to know about this week, August 26th to September 1st. Who we got? Ready. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what your cards are, all of them.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, like, you got some crazy stuff going on here, because we got the Four of Pentacles twice, not the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Cups twice here. So again, really strong in this energy of there's some sort of thing you're not looking at. There's some sort of opportunity, some other avenue that you're not looking at. And again, it's kind of like right there on like the peripheral of your eye, and you're just not like turning to fully face it. Pay attention to signs of synchronicities you're getting, because I feel like, Spirit is definitely, it's almost like they're throwing up a huge neon sign at you, like trying to get your attention, and you're just still ignoring it, and it's like, come on. Because again, there's some possibilities here. So we also have, again, heavy on that water element, and it's going to be even more so in a second here, because we have the elemental of water. So definitely think about your emotions. This is kind of like the Page of Cups. So reigniting with creativity, with your, again, new emotional beginning, feeling kind of reminiscent again of the past. And I was bringing that up in your charms for sure. And so definitely embrace, that energy. It's going to be kind of, but keep in mind control over it. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. So you're definitely working on, you've been working on your craft, and you should be, because there's still more for you to learn. Again, you've been on this hermit journey. You've been, gaining some more wisdom about something you're still working on. You recognize that you have a skill, you have a talent, but there's a difference between having that skill, having that talent, and then being the master of that talent. And so you're still thinking about it, you're still working on it. We also have the Initiate of Swords, which is essentially the Queen of Swords in this deck. So again, you're somebody who's probably experienced quite a bit of things in your span. It doesn't matter how old you are, hardships, things that would maybe have left other people very pessimistic and feeling down about things. And so this is the call of like the Queen of Swords. She doesn't take shit from anybody. She follows her truth, and even though she's experienced bad shit in the past, it's like she learned from all of that, and it's made her stronger for it. And then finally, I saved the best for last, because you guys have a total of 5 major arcanas in your deck. And look at this. This is absolutely crazy. We have the Moon card. You have the Moon charm. You have the High Priestess. You have the Pisces charm. If you guys are not a Pisces, or you don't have Pisces somewhere in your chart, I can't explain it. Okay, you guys probably do have that somewhere in your chart. Definitely pay attention to where it is in your chart, because that might help to clarify something for you in this week. Or maybe you're dealing with a Pisces in this week. I don't know. We'll see how the rest of your cards unfold here. But again, illumination with this Moon card, finally dispelling the illusions, because the Moon is going to cast a light on things and the world in a completely different way, and that might actually help you embrace that Moon energy, because it might help you to see what this opportunity is. It might illuminate what it is that you're not seeing. And then, of course, we have the Strength, and I brought that up with one of your shells, the Strength card. So embrace your strength, embrace your confidence, self-confidence, and you don't need to, this doesn't need to be like aggressive or harsh in any way. Like, the Strength card is a mutual understanding between sort of the maiden and the lion traditionally, or just this harmony with her and all these different animals. She can look at it and she can understand, and she can see from their perspective. She has so much strength because she kind of has that empathetic way of connecting with these other things that maybe other people wouldn't understand. So again, maybe some of you are also empaths. I definitely get the sense that you guys probably have a strong psychic gift, and so don't hide it or deny it, because it's part of your strength. And then you have the World card. Look at that. So definitely, you're coming to completion. You're wrapping up this chapter in your journey. And again, it's all about harmony. It's all about, everything falling into place, and then really celebrating it. Enjoy it. Again, I feel like it's the end. I feel like it's the end of your hermit's journey, and you'll finally understand what it is you've been seeking something, and finally you're going to be seeing it, and it'll probably be a moment where it's like, oh my God, that's what it's been. That's the answer. That's the thing I've been seeking for so long. It was literally that, and I've just like, you might feel a little like, seriously, how could I have missed that? But it's all good, because it was the lessons you had to learn. It was the way that things had to fall out or fall on your journey. And so again, completion, you put in that work, and it's going to pay off, and you're going to be able to celebrate with that World card. And then you have to ask the question about what's the next, what's next, get back on your Fool's journey. What is your next Fool's journey with the World card being present here? And so let's go ahead and talk about your other cards. So again, I specifically pulled some cards in relation to if you want to look at manifesting something as far as love goes with this Virgo new moon. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Are you kidding me? I did not look at any. You guys saw I shuffled these cards on camera. I shuffled these before, but I didn't look at them, and I'm just like, okay, because you guys got the Four of Chalices again. You got the Four of Chalices. There's something here. So obviously on the romance front, maybe there's an opportunity there that you aren't realizing. We also have another another major arcana being presented here in the form of judgment, excuse me, I always confuse those two. And then we also have the Five of Pentacles, which the Five of Pentacles in this particular deck is quite different from the traditional tarot deck. So again, I'll get into specifically like what these, use the booklet from this deck to give you more specifics on this front, because they do interpret things a lot differently. What I'm definitely seeing, again, Judgment, there's a call here. There's an opportunity, again, for union, for connection. Again, it's something, music. Music is so important here. Because you have the violin in this image here, and that is what, Judgment is about. It's this trumpet call. So be very, pay a lot of attention to sounds that you hear, especially in relation to clairaudient sort of things. We also had that little charm that is like the megaphone, like little thing. So yeah, pay attention to that, especially in regards to anything romantic that you're trying to manifest. Sound is going to lead you to something. Maybe the person that you get involved in, that you manifest, maybe they're a musician, maybe they're a singer of some sort. Let's go ahead and get more clarity. Talking about the Four of Chalices in this particular deck. Let's start with that one. So, with the Four of Chalices, it's specifically talking about habit, the magic of the scissors, of the magnet, and the coin. Immobility, habit, and indifference caused by routine must be fought. So again, that's kind of what I was, getting off the Four of Cups in your general reading here. Was like, yeah, it's that indifference, it's feeling kind of bored, dissatisfied with the current situation, and you're not quite sure how to move out of it because you're not seeing the opportunity. So again, even on your romance front, this is coming up again. So this is you have it 3 times. So 4, also just speaking about numbers here, 4 might be a very significant number for you in that regard. So pay attention to that. 4 synchronicities. So I definitely feel like, yeah, it's a call for you to realize something. So let's go ahead and talk about Judgment. So the Judgment card is all about love at first sight, the magic of sound. Sound changes the level of the spirit, and the unexpected bursts forth to transform a stagnant situation. The stagnant situation is this Four of Cups here. That's what's stagnant. Sound is what's going to really shake it up for you. So I feel like, if there's some opportunity for you to go to a place where there's music, live music being played or whatever, take that opportunity, because it might lead you to meeting somebody, and it's going to be a connection that just happens instantaneously. Again, love at first sight. I really pay attention to those red ribbons. So again, this is a very important connection. And so finally, we also have the Five of Pentacles, which again is very different from the traditional Five of Pentacles in normal tarot. So this 5 talks about completeness, the magic of the rose and the violin. You cannot give up on transforming the world around you and making it more similar to your ideas. After all, the world is the home of our love. So again, it's that call of not giving up hope. So maybe, you guys have been on your hermit journey, so that means you've probably been alone for a while. Maybe you're not currently in a relationship. Even if you are in a relationship, you've been dealing with that hermit's journey. So this might be a call for you to reconnect with your partner. And again, that might be, going to a concert or something, playing romantic music, something like that, going outside to maybe a garden and reconnecting in that way, sharing, ideals, fantasies, what is it you really want to make happen in your romantic sphere of your life, and share that with your partner. Even with, a new person, be very upfront and honest about what it is you want, and see if you guys share those same connections, that same sort of dream for your future on the romance front. I definitely feel like. So let's go ahead and talk about the next card I pulled. So this one is all about, what lesson did you learn kind of like in August you've been working on, what kind of self-reflection you've been doing, and that's going to carry on into September. And funny enough, we have the waning gibbous one. This is card 17, and it is literally self-reflection. So yeah, that's what you guys have been working on. Clearly that's what you guys have been working on. When you have something like the Hermit and you have something like the High Priestess going on here, it's like, and the Moon card, it's like so much self-reflection. You've been doing so much of that lately. And so again, it might be time for you to, you've learned a lot from it. Complete it with the World card here. So let's go ahead and get more clarity on this self-reflection, see if it has any additional information that might be useful for you guys. So yeah, with this self-reflection card, it says, be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are and want. The more you know about yourself, the more you're able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why, yet be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. Again, that's kind of going back to that Eight of Pentacles. You know what you already know, but recognize what you still haven't learned. Again, that's definitely what this is talking about. Again, you've been working on this self-reflection, I feel like. And even if you haven't been working on this self-reflection, you know, obviously with these cards here, this is the week to definitely start doing that. If you haven't, just saying. The companion stone or metal for this is Tiger's Eye. So that might be an important stone for you to use in that regards. And finally, we have this card. So this card is the one I pulled in regards to what else you could be manifesting with this Virgo new moon that's carrying on into September. That's not just on the romance front. And we have the element of air, imagination. And there's so much of that coming through, I feel like, with your cards, with the moon, with the High Priestess, with the Hermit even. It's like, even the Four of Cups. It's like being in your mind, being in that element. So with this air, I definitely feel like what you think about, what you see in your imagination could very well manifest in your physical world. And also, what you see in your imagination, pay attention, because even if you think you're just the one imagining those things, spirit or your guides or your angels, whatever, might actually be interjecting, you get what I'm saying. They're sprinkling in their own guidance and stuff in your imagination. And so you really need to pay attention to just sort of where randomly your mind wanders to, because that is maybe what's going to help you to figure out what this opportunity is. And so, what else? Yeah, so this is all about, believe what you see. So don't doubt your imagination. Even if it seems so wild and outlandish and you don't understand why you're thinking this thing, it's like there's a reason for it. It's being, divinely channeled through you. So pay attention to what your imagination is showing you. Disregard your doubts, about your ability to just clearly see. For these fears blow you off course. Instead, stand firm in the eye of the storm and know that your visions are valid. Your imagination is the gateway to real magic that beckons a world you have been longing to discover. Again, that's totally what this Four of Cups is. There's something you've been thinking about, something you've been imagining, and you can achieve it. It's there in your grasp, again, because your imagination is so powerful. It's more than just imagination. It's literal visions, I feel like. A lot of times your imagination, what you see in your head, is actually visions of things that could come to pass or things that you want to manifest, that you can make real. This is a call to meditate daily, and pay attention to the things that you see in your meditation, symbols, sounds, even whatever. It's all here to direct you towards the right direction that you're supposed to go in. And so finally, we have the last few cards that I pulled for you guys, just for any other additional information you need to know about this week, and of course moving into September. And if you haven't watched my video of my September pick a card outlook, definitely go and check that out if you haven't watched it already. And so we have Raven, darkness looms on the horizon. We also have the Mystic Circle. Your abilities will be enhanced. See? With the High Priestess, with the moon, your abilities are super strong, and so embrace them, because I think that's part of what, Spirit is trying to present to you. Don't be scared of your abilities, because they're meant to lead you, help you along on your purpose. And then we also have the Serpent. A sly and subtle approach is needed. So let's go ahead and get more clarity on these cards. This is a very interesting mix. Let's see. I feel like You know, when it talks about the mystic circle and your abilities will be enhanced, and then we have something like darkness looms on the horizon and a sly and subtle approach is needed, your intuition, your visions, your imagination, however you want to put it, you know, they might be sending you a sign of warning, possibly, but I don't feel like it's something you can't handle. Just be aware of it, maybe. Let's go ahead and see specifically what it says. So the raven. So the raven is an omen or warning of ill portent. This dark harbinger is a creature of the shadows and a scavenger among the ruins. Darkness looms on the horizon. Take heed. So yeah, you know, not to go. Don't get scared with this. You know, again, ravens are messengers. They're messengers from spirit. They're messages from the different gods and goddesses. It's just they send messages. And so be aware of the message that the raven is sending you. If you see ravens, you hear them, pay attention to what is happening, what's crossing your mind, because it will help you. So it will help you to stay out of bad situations, I feel like. You know, reflect on it. If you want to change your current situation, pay attention to ravens when you hear them. Don't ask me why. That was kind of a weird thing to say, but I don't know. However it resonates for you guys. Again, I'm just reading what comes off the cards. You guys, one part is me, the other part is you figuring out how this applies to you, especially if you are attracted, genuinely drawn to this pile. So now let's go ahead and talk about the serpent. So serpent is stealthy, sly, and deceptive. The serpent may go unnoticed until it's too late. Be wary of hidden agendas and half-truths. The serpent may also represent a secret admirer, a renewal, or a shedding of old habits. See, this is actually a good thing, because again, that's kind of what the Four of Cups is about. It's about old habits, being stuck in old habits. So this could definitely be, you know, the raven could be warning you like, hey, you're still keeping on this old habit and you need to come out of it now. And, you know, the serpent also is going to tell you that same thing. So also on the other side, you know, with the serpent, again, I feel like you guys who picked this pile, your intuitive powers, and my ear is ringing, are so strong that it really can keep you out of trouble and help you to sort of feel out who to trust people-wise. And so don't discredit that. Trust in your own abilities. So let's go ahead and talk about the mystic circle. Where is this mystic circle? Let's find it. Let's see. Mystic circle. Okay. So the mystic circle represents spiritual and occult beliefs. Your abilities will be enhanced. You are empowered and protected. Focus your energy on your main goals. See? Exactly. So I definitely feel like, you know, in this week and moving into September, your gifts are going to be enhanced. They're going to be at an all-time high, again, because we've had a lot of things changing astrologically, and so it's definitely going to help to, you know, cause some things to change and wake some things up. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it, because again, you're meant to have this gift and you're meant to use it to help other people, to help yourself. You know, don't be afraid of that. What else did this card say that really made me think of something? Yeah, spiritual and occult beliefs. And that was coming up in some of your other cards here, was sort of believing what you see. Believe in your own truth. Believe in your higher wisdom. So if you believe in something that is occult-based or whatever it may be, don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of it, especially if other people around you have made you feel that way. You know, you are the one who controls your own destiny. So don't doubt it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your abilities. Just go with it. Accept it. Go with the flow in that sense. So that is definitely what I'm seeing from your cards, from your spreads for this week of August 26th to September 1st. If this reading resonated, please do leave a like on this video. Comment down below what you thought about it. And I will see you guys in the next one. See you later.